Hello, people of the internet. This is Shaky Jake, and I really need a catchphrase. Previously on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, we explored Dantooine for the first time ever. We encountered some calf hounds, Irias, Mandalorians. We also took part in a version of CSI Dantooine where we played detective and helped the Jedi Order sort out a crime scene. All good stuff. Once again, I am playing on impossible difficulty, and we are now going to go back to focusing on the main quest for this episode and possibly do some side quests afterwards. But we need to go and find the Grove to do what the Jedi Council have asked us to do. In order to do that, we're going to need to clear out these calf hounds, so I'm going to let them come to us, and then, yeah, we're going to let them come to us, so then we can... Calf, get out of the way. I'm going to try and lure them over here so we don't get annihilated by all of them in one go. So, solo mode, I'm going to turn on. Calf, I need to level up. Once again, feats, definitely upgrade power shot and power blast rather, and rapid shot. And there we go, that's Calf pretty much OP, which if you play this with the normal game without mods, that you normally get that by the time you're about level 16, 17, I think. Anyway, let's use night speed and lure some calf hounds over. And hopefully they'll follow. They don't seem to be in a following mood for some reason. Come on. That's it, get over here. They appear to be very confused, which I like.
How'd you like that?
Even Calf scoffing at them. There we go. Oh, they don't run away. Right, run back. Stop running away, that's my tactic. Ah.
How'd you like that?
I think the AI for the calf hounds has got rather confused because they're not actually coming towards us. Ooh, synchronised killing. Well done, Calf and Candor. There we go. That's most of the calf hounds dealt with. In this area at least. There are quite a lot here. There's a Mandalorian over there. We will deal with him and his crew later. For now, I want to focus on just getting rid of all these calf hounds. And I need to turn the solo mode back off, don't I? That would be useful. It's a shame that the first game doesn't have regenerating health like the sequel does, so I'm going to have to wait a while for, you know, the Force to come back and heal. What I usually like to do if I'm waiting for the Force to regenerate, I usually talk to my companions and just do that for a bit, because by the time I'm finished it's normally back up. Unfortunately, I do not have that luxury at the moment, so I'm going to put solo mode back on, and then I'm going to use Calf to bring them over.
Yes?
What? Sadly, I still don't have any shields whatsoever because I'm going through them quite quickly. Master Power Blast doing awesome work there.
This is what I knew.
Okay, so Calf is going to lure all these calf hounds over slowly. I mean, not that many, but that's still... that's acceptable, I guess. It's less acceptable when I get killed. It's even less acceptable when Calf gets killed. Hopefully Candace can tank some of these shots. Oh no. No, 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 no. Right. Advanced med kit, definitely. And I'm going to have to switch to a sword. I've got no choice. Vibra sword, that'll do. And see if I can run away from them. Okay, where have they gone now? They may have just ran back to their starting point, or maybe not, they're over here. Okay, that's one. They're not going to come over here, are they? Maybe they just don't like coming towards this section of the map. Okay, can we at least ambush you round here? There we go. Okay, missing is not acceptable though. I said missing is not acceptable. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what power attack does. We haven't seen much of that yet. It missed anyway. That's it, Canberra. Come on. There we go. Okay, one more to kill and then we should be okay.
Die!
I never did quite understand how the, whether an attack hits or misses works, because sometimes it does, other times it doesn't. Oh god, please don't miss. Thank you. Gotta say, I didn't want to fight those calf hounds again. Right, okay, so I need to heal everyone up as much as I can. As you can see, I'm so weak in the force that I can barely do what I'm supposed to do. Are there any more of them? Yes, there are. There's at least one. Okay. Just trying to think how to do this. I think the best course of action is just to take it out as quickly as possible. Let's assume there aren't any more. Awesome, that's the calf hounds dealt with. Looks like the rest of the area is clear, so we can just head to the grove, where we can see a figure who we don't know yet. And I'm a little bit concerned because if we take a look at my attributes, if it will let me see them, here we go. My charisma is incredibly low and I have nothing to boost it, so I'm getting a bit concerned about speech checks at this stage of the game, because I kind of need them round about now, otherwise this next bit is going to be rather difficult. So I am going to actually use an advanced med pack and a couple of med packs on myself, to save waiting for the force to come back. And I'm going to save. And let's head towards the grove and see what's happening. I'm actually going to borrow a shield off Canderous because I need it. Because this can be quite difficult if you're not prepared.
I will be your doom!
So Carth and Canderous have been frozen and it's just me to fight this person. So let's see how well we do, or how badly we do. Oh, we got a critical strike on Juhani very well, so that we can use that to our advantage. Okay, we're almost dead. This is going to be a tad problematic. Okay. Time to use a little bit of a cheap strategy, assuming I don't get stuck on the environment. Energy shield, and I need to use some med packs again. Because when in doubt, cheat the engine slightly, because that's just how I do things occasionally. Back to Juhani, who we don't actually know yet, so there we go, she's done.
You are strong. Stronger than me, even in my darkness.
This conversation seems really weird, having it over here, but oh well. Who are you?
I am Juhani, and this is my grove. This is the place of my dark power. This is the place you have invaded. When I embraced the dark side, this is where I sought my solace. It is mine.
I think you're holding your lightsaber a little too close to your chest there, and your breast, so I would lower it a little bit. You embraced the dark side. Why?
When I slew my master, KotOR, I knew I could never go back. And now I revel in my dark power. Power enough to crush the life from someone such as you. Or so I had thought.
You slew KotOR, your master?
Yes. I struck her down in the middle of training, consumed by my anger, embracing the power of hate. But it was not enough. What is it you want? Why do you bother me?
Let's not be honest with her. I just want to talk.
Talk? You who have beaten me so easily just want to talk? I do not believe it. Kill me now while you still have the power.
I do not hold anger towards you, Juhani. I wish you peace, and the reason I'm saying that is because I have a horrible feeling the speech check won't work.
Not anger. Peace. Yet even with your naive attitude, you managed to beat me. I am pathetic. I sit here and think myself to be great by embracing the dark side, but I am nothing. There is no way I could be turned back. I always thought they held me back, were jealous of my power. This is only because I was not good enough to meet their standards. I never have been.
Definitely not going for that first persuade option, because I rarely find that works anyway. Let's see. Why are you even thinking like that?
Why? Because I am right. That's why. I can see the truth in your eyes as well. Do not look at me again.
Okay, we are going to need to play this very cautiously because Juhani is a very damaged woman, and we have to make sure we say the right things. Otherwise, she'll either attempt to kill us, or we have to kill her. And you know, we just want to avoid any more bloodshed if we can. So, Juhani, you doing okay?
What is it you want? Why do you bother me?
Oh, I've got to say all these dialogue options again. Give me a second. Standards cannot apply to everyone.
What? Oh, what foolishness is this? Standards are made to apply to everyone. And if I cannot measure up to them, well then I am no one at all. Leave me.
That didn't work either. Okay, maybe we do have to do the speech check. Come now, Juhani. You are a beautiful young woman who has so much talent. Please succeed.
I thank you for your kind
Ooh,
words.
it did,
Jedi.
okay.
I seem to still have much to learn. Both about being a Jedi and about myself. But I wish the cost of my ignorance had not been so high. I wish that my master had not suffered because of me.
Let's see. Even in death, the Force will allow her to live on.
If she were alive now, there would be so much I would say to her. So much I would apologize for. How can the Council ever take me back with what I have done? Striking my master down in anger is unforgivable.
Anger. Show them that you have freed yourself of this base passion.
If I show them, I am free of passion. But I am serene, that I am willing to forsake the dark side. And maybe, just maybe, they would accept me back. Do you think they would? Could it be possible after what I've done?
No, you're beyond all hope. That's what I would say. No, I wouldn't really. I am going to try and avoid the speech check, so your inner peace and harmony will show them your serenity. Or sincerity, rather. I can't read. Your inner peace and harmony will show them your sincerity.
I thank you, Master Jedi. I will return to the Council then. I shall submit myself to their judgment and hope they will forgive me. Again, I thank you. I am sure I will hear great things about you in the future.
Okay, so Juhani the KotOR has been saved from the dark side, and we have basically cleansed this grove, so in theory the Kathound should never attack us again, although they probably will. And one interesting thing about the grove is nobody turns their lightsabers off during that entire conversation, so you actually keep your lightsaber out for the entire time you're on this part of the Dantooine map, which I don't know why, it always seemed to work out that way. Let's move on to the Mandalorians here. Okay, so here are the Mandalorians. This is going to be quite painful, but we'll try our best to learn. Right, we've dealt with the hardest Mandalorian thanks to the power of the Force, so that's all good.
How'd you like that?
And that went better than I was expecting, which is awesome. So I think there's only 1 or 2 more sets of Mandalorians that we have to kill before we find the big boss himself. Okay, there's another Mandalorian data pad. Does that say the same thing as the other one, or is that a completely different one? Oh, it's a different one. Jarg went missing in Sector B, then Reza saw someone moving south of there. Take a couple of troops and find out who it is. Oh, okay, so this is referring to the first set of Mandalorians I killed. If they look suspicious, terminate. Awesome. Okay. So, double check this. Okay, I've already picked that up. So now, before we go back to the Jedi Council, let's head to the Sandral grounds, because I believe there's a couple of things we need to do around there. Loads of Kathounds that are still angry, okay. And I need to give Canderous his energy shield back, so I can have the... Actually, no. It would make more sense for Canderous to have the Mandalorian one, and I have the energy shield that lasts 1 more turn. Oh well. But anyway, let's help this droid out.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Let's go!
Calf, don't run towards the other ones. Oh, for God's sake.
You asked for this!
Let's see if I can get both ones in. Here we go. This isn't going to go too well.
How'd you like that?
And of course I didn't get all of them. They're all going to die, aren't they? Yep. I've learned my lesson from the previous parts of this Let's Play. I'm going to come back there later once I've talked to the Jedi Council. So I'm going to transit back to the Ebon Hawk, because that's what we can do now. Carth and Canderous still haven't talked to each other yet, which is a bit of a problem. And also, the good thing is, we can just transit back there once we've talked to the Jedi Council, so that actually makes more sense in theory. Use the transit system to your advantage when you can, because the sequel is not going to let you have that option. So, Blair, do you have anything to say?
You have done a great thing. One of our own had strayed, but you have returned Juhani to the Order. For this, you deserve the highest praise.
Okay, cool. Juhani?
I must give you my thanks. Because of you, I am once again welcome within the Jedi Order.
Have you spoken to the Council?
I have spoken to the Council, and they have helped me see the truth. The truth about myself, and the truth of my actions. KotOR's injuries were not so severe as I first believed. I was foolish to believe I could harm a master such as she with my clumsy efforts. The fierce confrontation between us was nothing more than part of my training. KotOR wanted me to understand the threat of the dark side, to see how easy it was to fall from the path of light.
The ways of the Jedi are strange indeed.
KotOR's methods may seem strange, but I trust her wisdom. This lesson has been difficult, but I am better because of it. Humility is never easy to teach, but now I truly understand my own limitations.
You can't expect to get everything handed to you on a silver platter.
After our last battle, KotOR had nothing left to teach me. I needed time alone to explore the turmoil of my own spirit. Only then was I ready to follow a guide. You. Back to the light. When I left, KotOR knew her work with me was done. There are other disciples who need training throughout the galaxy, and she could not stay to see if I passed this most difficult trial. With your help, I have passed this difficult trial. The Council now feels I am ready to continue with my training, though they have asked me to wait here for the time being.
First the Jedi trick you into becoming an enemy, then they welcome you back as a friend. I can't say I approve of their training methods.
Giving you a second chance like this is a clear sign of weakness. Sometimes I find it hard to believe the Jedi could defeat my people in battle.
I do not know what the Council has in store for me, but I will trust in the Force and the way of the Jedi to help me through whatever is to come.
Interesting how Karth and Canderous have a lot to say there, and they both raise good points. But what's even more interesting is Juhani barely acknowledges them, which I find both interesting and strange. Let's talk to the Jedi Council. I think I've got to talk to Ja, haven't I, before I actually talk to the Council. So, Ja, hello.
You have done well, my pupil. The ancient grove has been purified, and Juhani's journey down the dark path has been halted. Because of you, she walks once more in the light. But though she was saved, do not dismiss what happened to her. Juhani is both dedicated and true to the ideals of the Order, yet she was still vulnerable to the dark side, as are we all. She struck her master in anger during her training, and injured her greatly. But it was KotOR's choice to test Juhani this way, and it seems to have made its point. Juhani has been redeemed, and you have passed your final test. Congratulations, apprentice. Or should I say, congratulations, Padawan. You have proven yourself worthy of joining the Jedi. Let me be the first to welcome you as a full-fledged member of our Order.
Okay, so you say Juhani's path to the dark side has been halted, implying that she could easily go down that path again, yet then you say she's back to the light side. I don't get it. Anyway, I think we've now got our first... Oh, we've got our first Jedi robe, so I'm going to put that on, because look how awesome this looks. I honestly prefer what modders have done with the Jedi robes in the first Knights of the Old Republic game, simply because they still reflect what BioWare intended, but then they also matched the prequel trilogy robes quite well. So I'm going to wear this permanently now, unless if I find a better robe. And we can now talk to the Jedi Council. And Karth and Canderous still haven't talked to each other, which is really annoying. But let's level Canderous up before I forget. He can also have Power Blast and Rapid Shots. I can level up as well. So, skills, I need... should put some in awareness, really. And I shall improve Persuade. Feats, Force Immunity Stun. Again, that's one benefit of the Jedi Sentinel compared to the other classes. The fact I'm immune to all these different force powers is going to be really useful in the long run. So we can have... I could go for improved 2 weapon fighting actually, but I want to find another lightsaber before I do. I want... Implant level 3 because we didn't get it beforehand. And I also want Master Critical Strike. There we go. Powers 1 this time. Force Whirlwind, definitely. And there we go. Accept. I wonder how many powers I'm going to get by the end of the game, because I can't imagine it's going to be very many, even with the +2. And plus I had to take 2 level ups on Taris, which didn't help. But anyway. Right, Vandar.
It is good to see Juhani has returned to the way of the light. You are to be commended for your role in this. Your actions give us great hope for the future. Your training is now complete, Padawan. And perhaps now, it is time we dealt with the matter of the dream you and Bastila shared. When we heard of the ruins in your dreams, Master Dorak recognized it as one of a series of ancient structures here on Dantooine. This one in particular lies to the east of this enclave. We sent a Jedi to investigate, but he has not returned. Perhaps sending him in the first place was a mistake. The Force is guiding you through your visions. It may be that exploring the ruins is a task tied to your destiny. That is why the Council has now decided you should be the one to investigate this. The secrets to stopping Malak may be hidden within those ruins. You must investigate them and find what Revan and Malak were looking for.
What happened to the Jedi who went to investigate?
We do not know. That is one of the things you must investigate. We fear the worst. Is there anything else you want to know?
What can you tell me about Bastila?
Bastila will be a great Jedi someday. Even among the Masters and the Council, it is rare to find one so skilled in the art of battle meditation. Bastila was there when Revan was slain. Did you know that?
Karth mentioned something about it.
Bastila herself does not like to talk about it. She was accompanying the strike team that confronted Revan when the Dark Lord was destroyed. Her role in the death of such a promising young Jedi as Revan upset her greatly. But Bastila knew she had to set her personal feelings aside for the sake of the galaxy and the Republic. The Force is strong with her now. And without her skill in battle meditation, we would have lost this war long ago. The way ahead will be difficult for young Bastila. And for you. But you must draw strength from each other. May the Force be with you.
And that conversation just ends abruptly in my mind. But anyway, so Bastila has to be with us, so Karth can stay with us. Okay, let's go with that.
I demand justice! The Sandral family is a blight upon Dantooine. They must be punished.
The Council will look into this matter, Mr. Matale. You must be patient. Your accusations have no proof, and we do not want you stirring up trouble with the Sandrals if there is some mistake.
Mistake? My son Shen is missing. How can there be any doubt the Sandrals are to blame?
There are other possible explanations for your son's disappearance.
Ah, you Jedi are good for nothing but talk. I shall only wait so long before I take action on my own.
As dangerous as the threat from Darth Malak and the Sith may be, we Jedi cannot simply abandon our other responsibilities. The Council has promised Alan Matale we will look into his son's disappearance. Should you have time, Padawan, you may want to investigate this matter.
But what about my Jedi training?
Your study and training are important, of course. But the Jedi are not a cloistered order. Our influence and teachings must spread beyond the walls of our academies.
It is in the real world that we truly prove ourselves worthy of the title Jedi. You would do well to remember this, young Padawan.
Not to mention that I wouldn't mind getting out of this enclave for a bit. I mean, come on. How bad could it be?
Karth, you've been out of this enclave for at least one part. Come on, don't lie. Anyway, so it's interesting how Vandar and Vruk talk there, because knowing what I know about the series, the Jedi are a little hypocritical in the Old Republic era, even before the time period of the prequel trilogy and what's mentioned in the original trilogy. The Jedi are really hypocritical in the Knights of the Old Republic games, particularly in the sequel, but that's a discussion for when I get to that game, if I ever do. So let's move on, and we will deal with that side quest first, just to get it out of the way. So can I actually get rid of Bastila, or do I have to definitely have her with me? Oh, I can. So the game's like, you must have Bastila with you. And then it's like, no, actually you don't worry about it. So Karth and Canvas can come back with me, because I want to trigger their conversation whilst I'm clearing out calf hounds. So let's transit back. Oh, goody, a calf hound has respawned here. Okay, well, let's deal with you. And see how much better I look as an actual Jedi now I've got robes on and everything. It looks so good. And let's try and take out the calf hounds again. This time with a little bit more strategy. So, solo mode on.
Ready.
Calf. distract some of these big calf hounds over here. There we go. Awesome.
What?
And then I can deal with them. If they don't run away, that is. I think the actual calf hound AI is programmed not to get too close to any exits or any spawn points or anything. I swear they've been programmed that way. So then they have to run away from the player character and the party. It's just interesting to me. Okay, solo mode can now be turned off. Let's get all 3 of these if we can. 2 of them is just as good. Okay.
This is what I live for.
Down you go!
Oh yeah, I forgot I gave Candace a sword. I need to give him his repeating blaster back, which I really should have upgraded before I transited out here. Right, you can stop panicking now.
Thank you for saving me, Master Jedi. I am C842, a personal assistant droid.
That was quite a beating you took.
That was not that bad, compared to what I had to endure back at my owner's.
You must be the missing droid. They abused you?
That would be one way of putting it. I'm afraid my owner became a bit too attached to me. Obsessed, even. She tried to treat me as her dead husband. It was not healthy for her.
But she wants you back.
She is obsessed. She rarely sees other people, and appears to be fixated on me as her husband. She was becoming more and more insular. I thought it best that I leave. She may meet other real people this way. In fact, that was the reason I came here and sought out those cat hounds.
You want to get away that badly?
I think it would be best if I were no longer a factor. She would meet new people, living people. Please, will you destroy me?
Oh, see, this is actually a difficult decision sometimes, because both parties are really sympathetic, and the droid is clearly not happy, but at the same time, the droid does have, you know, instructions to basically care for this woman, and you can go either way with this, but no, you should go back to her.
But why?
She is lonely and needs your support.
You're right. How could I be so selfish? I must not think only of myself, but of how it affects her. She must be frantic, and if she lost me, she'd be devastated. I must return then. It is my duty.
And there we go. C842 is now going to head back to Elise, I think, if I remember her name correctly. And I'm a little bit suspicious how this droid gets all the way back over there without being destroyed or threatened by calf hounds again, but no matter. So here is the crystal caves, so we want to go in there, or crystal cave rather. We want to go in there to get some lightsaber crystals so we can upgrade our lightsabers and change the colour of our lightsaber if we so desire. And I probably will change the colour of my lightsaber because I just want to. So we've got a new type of enemy, Kinrath,
How'd you like that?
who we will encounter several times in the game. Now Kinrath aren't too bad, but they do have the potential to poison you if you're not careful, so you have to be rather careful. And it's really dark in here. I'm actually having trouble seeing what's going on, but no matter.
Fine. That'll show them.
Okay, let the Kinrath come to us. And preferably not miss.
Time to rumble!
I don't have a grenade, do I? Oh, okay, Cartoon Poison. Candace, you can tank these hits. If you stopped missing, that would be good. There we go.
I don't feel so.
Right, advanced med pack. I think I'm going to have to take these on if Candace dies. Okay, one of them's after me, which is fine. Kill you as quickly as possible. And And let's see if Karth and Canderous get back up. I don't think they will because an enemy's nearby. Energy shield time. And hopefully I don't die. Thankfully I'm dodging, which is good. And I can't remember if there are any more Kinrath. So I am going to save just in case. I don't think there are any more Kinrath. Oh no, there is one. Okay. Just the one. And there we go, that's the Crystal Cave cleared out. It's actually a really small area in the first game, which is absolutely fine with me. So let's try and get some lightsaber crystals. So we've got one. We've got another. We've got another. Okay, not all of these Kinrath eggs, they don't all give you lightsaber crystals. Most of them do, not all of them though. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what crystals you get, so unless if you look manually in your inventory, then you're not going to know. So, let's see. So far, we're doing quite well though. We're getting quite a lot of crystals. Here's a Mandalorian with some useful stuff. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all these Kinrath eggs are going to give me lightsaber crystals every time. I thought they didn't, but maybe I'm wrong. No, okay, I was right the first time. They don't all give you lightsaber crystals. These ones are just decoys. And as far as I can remember, I don't think swords can actually destroy the eggs, but again, I could be wrong. Let's actually test that theory out. Okay, I was wrong. The swords can destroy the eggs. So, lightsaber. Why have I got a double-bladed lightsaber on me? I'm assuming that's Bastala's and she just hasn't equipped it for some reason. Oh, it's probably because she was taken out of my party and... maybe... Have I had that the entire time then while she's been away? That's actually quite interesting if so. So let's just get the rest of these crystals. I don't think there's any more. I think that is every crystal pretty much got. Once we get back to the Jedi Academy, we can see what kind of crystals we've got for our lightsabers once we've transited back to the Jedi Academy. And it'll be interesting to see what we can do with our lightsabers. So let's do that now. I'm a little bit disappointed that Karth and Canderous haven't had their conversation trigger yet, because I would like to see that sometime soon. For some reason it just hasn't happened yet. And let's go and see what we can do with the lightsabers, because that would be rather nice. And before we do that, I need to upgrade Canderous's blaster before I forget. So, let's upgrade those fully. And he's now got a gun that does 514 damage. Awesome. Assemble that. Karth's blaster is fully upgraded. Bendak's blaster, we can upgrade that so that it's got an attack modifier +2, which is good. Melee, we just can't do anything with that. Customizing weapons in the first game isn't actually that big of a deal, because you just assemble the parts and it's automatically done. In the sequel it gets a little bit more interesting. Armor, we've already done that. And lightsaber, here we go. So we can change the colour. So we got blue, green and 10 red crystals. Why there's so many red crystals in that cave, I have no idea. No purple crystals though, sadly. I am going to go for blue. Let's go for classic Jedi. And let's see what kind of combat crystals we can have. So we've got a Rubat crystal and we've got a Bonder crystal. And as you can see, these have different properties. So the Rubat crystal increases the attack and the damage by +1, and the Bondar crystal, or Bondar crystal, adds stun properties to the crystal. So let's add those. So our damage has increased to 317 as opposed to the 216 we had before, and the Bondar crystal just adds some different, you know, some potentials of stunning enemies upon impact. So let's assemble that, and Bastardler's lightsaber, might as well put the crystal in as well. And there we go. We've now got a blue lightsaber. We now look like a proper Jedi, which is awesome. But you can change the colour of your crystals whenever you like, and you can change the properties of your lightsabers whenever you like, which is rather nice. So we've now got my, you know, Red Varnath is now wielding a blue lightsaber like a classic style Jedi, as he is. Let's transit back, shall we? And the Cathounds keep respawning every single time I come back, so let's deal with them. I think even Red Varnath is pleased we've given him a blue lightsaber because he's fighting better now. So let's explore the rest of the of this part of Dantooine, because I want to trigger Carth and Canderous' conversation. And if it doesn't trigger, then I'm going to have to wait for a later opportunity. More Mandalorians, so let's go for them.
How'd you like that?
This is what I
Okay, I died there, not too bad, but we can still take this Mandalorian out. And there we go. I think that's all the Mandalorians taken out until we find the boss, which is back where we encountered Juhani. I could be wrong though, there may be one more before then. Mandalorian datapad we'll take a look at in a moment, once I've looted everything. Ooh, loads of mines, that's quite useful. If you didn't recover them on Taris. And that's everything looted here, so let's look at the Mandalorian datapad. All new items are surrounded by purple, by the way, in case you didn't realise. Tandor, the damn farmers in Sector E aren't giving up their stuff. We're going to pay them a visit and crush the spirit out of them. Make sure no one runs across this stash, or Sherrock will have your hide. We're going to meet with him south of the Matale estate in a couple of hours, and go from there. Don't screw it up this time. Interesting, so the Mandalorians have been fleshed out a little more, and Sherrock is the mini boss battle that you can have on Dantooine. And he can be quite difficult if you're not prepared. I know there's a mod that makes him hold lightsabers, which adds to the difficulty. I have not installed that mod simply because I just haven't been bothered to. I probably should have done just to give it a bit more of an extra challenge, but I haven't. This white Cathound over here, I think it's an albino Cathound. This is going to be a pain, however, because it is rather difficult to attack. So I'm going to transit back and then respawn. Or, you know, I'm going to transit back to the Ebon Hawk and then transit to the, transit back. I can't speak today. Right, let's attempt to take these on one at a time. No doubt my party will ignore me though.
This is what I do.
Okay, the albino Cathound can save Force Lightning, run. That's it, attack Carth, that's fine.
How'd you like that? Let's go!
See, you get a lot of experience for killing that. 750. But anyway, let's... Is there someone... Oh, there's another Cathound. I thought it was someone with a sword. And there we go. That's calf hounds cleared out from here. So Calf and Candace's conversation thread isn't going to trigger, is it? That's really annoying. I was hoping it would. Let's just, you know, heal everybody up, and then I'll, if it hasn't triggered, I'm going to get Bastila back in to replace Candace, so I can do this side quest with the two families who are feuding with each other. Now, I don't think I can get anything out of this conversation because I haven't discovered anything particularly, but it will still be nice to meet and greet, in a sense.
I have been informed by my protocol droid that you wish to speak to me.
I'm here on behalf of the Jedi Council. I am investigating the disappearance of Shen Matale.
I brought my family here to find peace and safety, not to be harassed and treated like common criminals. Your council has no authority here, and I respectfully ask you to leave this property at once.
Jedi are renowned for their fairness in pursuit of justice. There is nothing to fear from us, unless you have something to hide.
That's quite a line. You actually believe that? Don't you think someone is allowed to value privacy?
Privacy is all well and good, but justice must be valued higher. Is it not obvious to you that this man hides something?
Actually, it is. All I'm saying is that not everyone welcomes the sight of a Jedi with open arms. Better get used to it.
I trust you will show yourself out. If not, my security droids will be sure to deal with you.
Okay, so just so everyone is fully aware, I was originally going to go to the Sandral estate and discuss things with, you know, the owners there. However, I completely forgot about what I normally do in my playthroughs, and I personally prefer the version where you find the body of the young son and you report his death to the Sandrals, because it makes everyone a little bit more balanced. So I'm going to go and find that body now, and also see if I can trigger Calf and Candace's conversation, because again, for some reason it just isn't triggering like it should. So I'm going to do my best to get those done. So I will have to kill all those enemies again and the Mandalorians again, but that's, you know, that's fine. But whilst we're here, we can talk to the droid we rescued, because let's see how he's getting on, shall we?
Hi.
Aren't you just a sweet little droid? Yes, you are. Oh, thank you, thank you. I don't know what I would have done if I had lost him.
It's
just so great to have him back. We're just gonna go right home, right now, and celebrate. Aren't we, my lovely little droid? Don't worry. I'm gonna hug you and oil you and care for you and make sure you never, ever get away again.
Well, that's slightly disturbing, but oh well. The droid's gonna go off and either be happy or unhappy to be returned to his owner, and we can just carry on business as usual. And some nice birds flying off there. It actually looks quite nice. So what we need to do is head towards this way, because we need to find who's lagging behind. I think Calf's stuck somewhere. Where's Calf? Let's just put solo mode on.
Ready.
Calf, how did you get stuck behind the door? I don't think that's ever happened to me before, but that's somewhat amusing. Let's get Calf back to the party. Which for you guys, through the power of video editing, is only a second, but for me that was an agonising minute of running.
What?
Now, let's go. Time for some night speed, I think. Because we didn't take out the calf hounds after I failed the one save, we've got to clear them out all over again. So let's do that as best we can. and hope we can still find Cassius's body over here.
That'll show you. How'd you like that? Down you go! Good. How'd you like that?
Karth, you fought
here
in
we
the
go.
Mandalorian Wars, didn't you? We may have faced each other in combat. What battles were you in?
I try not to think about my past battles too much. The horrors of war are something I'd rather not relive.
The horrors of war? My people know only the glory of battle. I'm disappointed in you, Karth. I thought a warrior like you would understand.
Keep it cool, you two. I don't want this getting out of hand.
I'm not a warrior. I'm a soldier. There's a difference. Warriors attack and conquer. They prey on the weak. Soldiers defend and protect the innocent. Mostly from warriors.
Nice speech. I bet you tell yourself that every night so you can sleep. But I accept who and what I am. I don't have to justify it with words. Victory in battle is my justification.
Justification through victory. So what happens when you lose? You know, like you did against us.
You had us outnumbered 5-1. You had more ships, more troops, more supplies, and the Jedi on your side. And we still made the Republic tremble before we fell.
Nice speech. I bet you tell yourself that every night so you can sleep. I don't want to talk about this anymore, Canderous. The war is over. You lost.
Ooh, Karth can be salty. Okay, so that's Karth and Canderous' conversation triggered, finally. And it's quite an interesting take on how the two characters are and how their philosophies differ completely. But that's what makes them interesting. And it's a shame that doesn't get picked up later on in the game at any point, but whatever. So let's just clear out the rest of these cat hounds.
How'd you like that? Down you go!
Okay, well done, Canderous, for not running off.
What?
Now, I have no force powers, and I need healing badly. So I need to use some med packs, unfortunately. Well, let's go, and hope we don't die.
How'd you like that?
This is what I live for.
Okay, there's a dead settler here, so this is who we need to find. Actually got some pretty cool stuff on him, which I can give to party members, so let's get the items. Our journal's been updated.
Down you go!
And that's all the calf hounds of this area cleared, so now we can go back to the Sandrals and tell them about the death of Cassius. And we can also switch Canderous out for Bastila now, because she's better here. And we also need to level her up. So 2 weapon fighting at the master level definitely, and disabled droid for definite, and another level up, so recommended and master toughness. Powers, she can have stasis and improved energy resistance. Okay, that's Bastila upgraded, level-wise. And she also needs her lightsaber back, because for some reason she doesn't have it on her. There we go, let's give ourselves shields. And there we go, we're pretty much sorted. So now I just need to locate my way back to the Sandral estate. And we're on take 2 of the Sandral estate, this time with the reported death of Cassius, who we mainly got so A, I could balance the two families' feud a bit more, and also so I could get some good loot on the side. So let's talk to the droid again.
This is private property. By what authority are you trespassing on this estate?
Cassius Sandral is dead.
Cassius is dead? Then it is as we feared. You should speak to Nurek yourself. He will want to question you on the details of his son's death. Nurek left orders he was not to be disturbed, but given the circumstances, I will make an exception. Go into the main hall. Nurek will meet with you there.
Thank you very much. Now I'm interested to see if Carth and Bastila still have their little interesting discussion in this version of the universe, but we'll find out.
I have been informed by my protocol droid that you have news about my son Cassius.
Your son Cassius is dead. I have seen his body.
Cassius is dead? I was afraid of this. Yet in my heart I knew it must be true. What happened to my son?
Cassius is a cat-hound chew toy. Oh, that's such an evil answer. He was killed by calf hounds while exploring the Dantooine ruins.
Calf hounds? I was so certain the Matale family was to blame. But this changes nothing. My own son is dead. Why should I shed one tear about the disappearance of my bitter enemy's son?
Typical. Anything to continue the feud which has become so customary to you people.
I must ask you something, though it is difficult for me. My son had a diary, his private, personal thoughts. Now that he is gone, I have nothing else to remember him by. Please, the diary means more to me than it ever could to you. I will give you 100 credits for its return.
Make it 200 and you have a deal. Bloody hell, that's a bit harsh. I'm going to take the money for a change because I could do with the money, and I didn't read the diary anyway, so yeah, let's just give me the credits. Here is the diary.
I thank you for this. The diary is all I have left of my son. We have nothing further to discuss. Please, leave me to my grief.
You are here from the Council, are you not? Looking for Shen Matale?
I just came to tell your... What? I just came to tell your Nurek about his son Cassius. I'm pretty... Oh, whatever. I just came to tell Nurek about his son.
My name is Rahasia. Nurek is my father. He has not been himself since Cassius disappeared. He is mad with grief, and he is convinced the Matales are responsible. He's not thinking rationally.
Cassius was killed by calf hounds. The Matales had nothing to do with it.
Cassius is dead? It is as I feared. Though I'm relieved the Matales are not responsible. My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly.
Judge him? What has your father done?
You must understand that father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute.
Please tell me what has happened.
My father has kidnapped Shen Matale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Matales, a way to get even for the disappearance of my brother Cassius.
I see. Well, there is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of this at once.
You don't think that perhaps there's more to look at here, do you? That maybe everything isn't what it appears?
Of course not. It seems very simple to me. The Council must be allowed to decide the next step.
No. Since Cassius went missing, my father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Matales are responsible for what happened to Cassius. I am afraid my father will simply kill Shen out of a mad, misguided lust for vengeance.
Why are you telling me all this?
Shen is an innocent victim in all this. My father is not a bad man, but his grief has driven him to madness. He must be stopped. Please, find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever. I would take you to the prison, but I cannot let my father see me with you. Take this key. It will open an unguarded door at the rear of the estate. You and Shen can make your escape through there. There are many security droids guarding the halls. Please hurry. You are Shen's only hope.
Why do you care about Shen?
Shen and I, we have been taught by our families to hate each other, just for being related to our fathers. But I met Shen alone one day in the city, away from his father. And Shen was so charming, so sweet. He didn't care at all that I was a Sandral. He just accepted me for who I was, with no reservations. We talked and met again over months and fell in love. My brother Cassius met him too, and they were beginning to become friends. But then this whole mess had to happen. Please find Shen and free him. You are my only hope.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You are my only hope. Right, so let's go and rescue Shen. Get this side quest out of the way. So in order to do that, we have to go round to the side of this estate, which is over here. Open the door with the key we were given. And in we go. Of course, it's not that simple because this is a dungeon type area, so we've got droids to fight. There, problem solved. Mission would have been useful here to deal with the mines, but oh well.
What? Patrol droids. They may be programmed to attack on sight.
Carth has some new bit of dialogue there. He seems to be pointing out quite a few things in the with the restoration mod installed. Oh, skill's too low still. Oh, that's a shame. Disable the mine then. And let's just deal with all these droids. Carth's leveled up.
Let's go! You asked for this!
You cannot win!
We're just slaughtering droids here.
No problem. Didn't work.
Of course, I've got security problems as well.
Didn't work.
Oh man, right, who's got good security?
What?
Oh wait, I don't have to worry about bashing things in the first game, that's fine, just bash it. No such thing as broken items in Knights of the Old Republic 1, which is kind of useful. So, is it in here? No? Okay. I think it's the next room, but let's just destroy the droids
first. Time to rumble!
You shall fall.
Let's
go! We're just destroying droids everywhere. I'm pretty sure this is known as vandalism. Oh, there's Rahaisha.
Please, find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever. There are many security droids guarding the halls.
I will go now.
Please find Shen and free him.
You've already told me all this, so let's just go. I just wanted the credits. So, let's go down here. Destroy the droids.
You asked for this! You asked for this!
We got a prison key which we can use to get Shen, which is awesome. And I don't think there's anything over here. No, okay. Oh, we forgot to pick up some remains though, so let's get them. And open this door over here, because I think this is where Shen is. It's not, okay. Where do I... Ah, it must be the other side of the estate, okay. So to the right. And I've just realised this video is already really long without editing and, you know, without cutting it down to a reasonable length. So I'm going to leave it here for now. Rescue Shen in the next part. and see if we can resolve the family drama that is Romeo and Juliet in the Star Wars universe, and then continue on with the main quest. So thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.